There's something almost hypnotic about the right words spoken at the right moment. They slip past defenses, settle into the mind, and linger there, shaping thoughts long after the conversation has ended. Attraction isn't just about looks, status, or wealth. It's about how you make someone feel in your presence. A man can have everything on paper, yet still be forgettable if his words fail to leave an imprint. That's where most men go wrong. They rely on predictable compliments, the kind that spark a polite smile, but fade as quickly as they're heard. You're beautiful. You have pretty eyes. That dress looks great on you. Harmless? Yes. Impactful? Not at all. These words provide a brief moment of validation, nothing more. They don't stir anything deeper. They don't create curiosity, and they certainly don't make a woman think about you long after you've left the room. But the right words, words chosen with precision and delivered with intention, can do something entirely different. They don't just tell her she's attractive. They make her feel it in a way she's never quite felt before. They don't just acknowledge her beauty. They make her question what exactly it is about her that's pulling you in. And once that thought takes hold, it doesn't let go. She starts replaying your words, searching for hidden meaning, wondering why you see something in her that others have overlooked. That's the kind of compliment that doesn't fade. It lingers, it grows, it changes the way she looks at you. But words, like all powerful things, must be used with discipline. Stoicism teaches that control over one's speech is control over one's reality. A careless tongue weakens a man, while a deliberate one makes him unforgettable. The compliments you're about to learn aren't just flattery. They're tools. Used correctly, they'll plant a thought in her mind that won't leave, a thought that will have her thinking about you long after you're gone. But once spoken, you can't take them back. So, use them wisely. Let's begin. It's strange how a single sentence can take root in someone's mind and refuse to leave. Words, when used with purpose, don't just communicate. They create an effect, a ripple that lingers long after they're spoken. That's exactly what happens when you say, "There's something about you that I can't quite figure out." At first it sounds simple, almost casual, but beneath the surface it's something far more powerful. It's not just a compliment, it's an open loop, a question left unanswered, a mystery waiting to be solved. And nothing is more irresistible than a mystery, especially when that mystery is about her. Most men rely on the obvious. They tell a woman she's beautiful, that she has nice eyes, a great smile. It's not that these compliments don't feel good in the moment. It's that they don't last. She's heard them before, from men who didn't mean them, from men who only wanted something in return. A compliment like that is like a spark that burns bright and then disappears. But this is different. This isn't just telling her something she already knows. It's making her wonder, what is it about me that he sees? What does he mean? And once those questions enter her mind, they don't just vanish. They stay, they grow, they pull her in. The real power of this compliment isn't just in the words. It's in when you say them. Timing is everything. You don't throw this out randomly. You don't force it into the conversation. You wait. Maybe she just said something witty, something clever that caught you off guard. Maybe she did something unexpected, an expression, a laugh, a moment where she was completely herself without even realizing it. That's when you let it slip, almost like you're thinking out loud. There's something about you, but I can't quite figure it out. And then you let it sit. No explanation, no follow-up. Just a small smirk, like you're lost in thought, like you're trying to put your finger on something just out of reach. That's what makes it work. Because now she is the one chasing the answer. Now she is the one wondering what exactly makes her stand out in your eyes. And the moment she starts thinking like that, the dynamic shifts. Most men spend their time trying to impress women, trying to prove they're worth noticing. But in an instant, you've flipped that. Now she's the one trying to understand you. A true Stoic knows the power of observation. He doesn't react impulsively. He notices. He studies. He considers. And when he speaks with intent. This compliment isn't about flattery. It's about control. It makes her step outside of herself, see herself through your eyes, and wonder what it is that makes her so compelling to you. And that's a feeling she won't forget. Later that night, long after you've gone, she'll find herself thinking about it, lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, replaying the moment over and over. What did he mean? What does he see in me? And the more she wonders, the deeper she falls. Because when a woman starts thinking about you, she starts feeling you. And that's when attraction becomes something more. Something that lingers. Something she can't quite explain, but can't let go of either. There's a shift in the air when you say something unexpected. A moment where time slows just a little, where the usual rhythm of conversation changes, and suddenly, everything feels different. That's exactly what happens when you look at her. Exhale like you just realized something dangerous and say, I probably shouldn't say this, but damn, you're dangerous. She won't expect it. She's used to being called beautiful, sexy, stunning. All the usual things men say when they want her attention. But dangerous? That's different. That's not just about how she looks. That's about something deeper, something powerful. It tells her she isn't just attractive. She has an effect. And that gets under her skin in a way that simple compliments never could. Most compliments put a woman in a passive role. They make her the one being admired, being appreciated, being validated. But this one flips everything. Suddenly she's not just someone to look at. She's someone to watch out for. Someone who has the power to shake you, to pull you into something you're not sure you can handle. And that idea, that she might be too much for you, it thrills her. But timing is everything. You don't say this randomly. You don't throw it out in the middle of small talk. You wait for the moment. Maybe she teases you, playfully challenges you, gives you that mischievous smile that says she knows exactly what she's doing. Maybe she surprises you, says something sharp, something bold, something that catches you off guard. That's when you lean in just slightly, lower your voice like you're realizing something in real time, shake your head as if you just got in over your head, and let the words slip. I probably shouldn't say this, but damn, you're dangerous. And then you let it sit. No explanation, no follow-up, just that look, that energy, and then change the subject. Move on like you didn't just completely shift the dynamic between you, because now she's left with a question she can't shake. What did he mean by that? What exactly makes me dangerous? What does he see in me that no one else has noticed? A true Stoic understands the power of restraint. This isn't about losing control. It's about showing that you could lose control, but you don't. You let her feel your attraction, your admiration, but you master it. And That's intoxicating, because nothing is more compelling than a man who acknowledges a woman's effect on him, but refuses to be ruled by it. Later, when she's alone, she won't just be thinking of you. She'll be feeling you. She'll remember the way your voice dropped just a little, the way your expression changed, the way you looked at her like she was something rare, something unpredictable, something you weren't sure you could handle. And the more she replays that moment, the deeper it sinks in, because now she doesn't just want to be seen. She wants to know exactly what it is about her that makes her so dangerous in your eyes. And that thought will keep her up at night. There's a fire that burns hotter when it's contained, a pull that's felt more intensely when it's resisted. And when you lock eyes with her, exhale like you're holding something back and say, "You have no idea how hard it is to look at you and not touch you." You're not just giving her a compliment. You're letting her in on a confession. This isn't like the usual lines she hears. It's not about her looks in a surface-level way. It's about what she does to you. And more importantly, it's about what you're not doing. That's where the tension is, because women don't just want a man who desires them. They want a man who's barely holding himself together in their presence. Someone who wants them so much that it takes real effort to stay in control. And yet, you are in control. That's what makes this so powerful. There's a reason this kind of moment stays with her. Confidence is attractive, but the moment a man almost loses it, that's intoxicating. It's not just about making her feel wanted. It's about making her feel undeniable, like she's something you have to fight yourself over. That idea alone will haunt her in the best way possible. She won't just think about you, she'll feel you. She'll remember the way your voice dropped, the way your breath caught for just a second, the way your eyes lingered like you were barely keeping yourself in check. But the way you deliver this matters. You don't just say it casually. You don't throw it out like a cheap pickup line. You let there be silence first. Let the energy build. Maybe it's in a moment when she's looking at you a certain way, or when the space between you feels just a little too small. Then you take a breath. Let your gaze settle on her like she's the only thing in the world, and say it low, like the words weren't meant to escape. You have no idea how hard it is to look at you and not touch you. And then you look at her for just a second longer and change the subject, just like that. No further explanation, no teasing, just pure, restrained desire that she now has to sit with. And that's where the real impact happens, because now she's imagining it. What if he didn't stop himself? What if he did lose control? That thought won't just cross her mind. It'll stay there. And every time she sees you, she'll wonder if you're still thinking it, if you're still holding back, if one day you might not hold back. This is where the Stoic principle of discipline comes into play. A man who can control himself, who can feel desire without being consumed by it, holds the real power. He's not needy. He's not desperate. He chooses restraint, and that makes him all the more compelling. You're not just telling her she's desirable. You're proving that she is by the very fact that you could act on it, but you don't. And that will stay with her long after the moment has passed. Later, when she's alone, she'll remember the way you looked at her, the way your voice dropped just slightly, the way you made her feel like the most irresistible thing in the room. And that tension, that unspoken what if, will keep playing in her mind over and over, because now she doesn't just crave your attention, She craves the moment when you might finally give in. Attraction isn't about how much money you have, how you look, or what you own. It's about how you make her feel. The right words, spoken with intent, can create an impression that lingers far beyond the moment. Most men chase attention, but the ones who leave a lasting impact are those who understand restraint, mystery, and the power of a well-placed compliment. A true Stoic doesn't seek validation. He commands it effortlessly by mastering his emotions and making every word count. Use these wisely. Observe how the energy shifts and watch what happens next. This is Stoic Guide. Until next time, stay sharp, stay aware, and never be forgettable.